So, welcome to Aisha.Academy, and today we're learning about fractions. So, these are all examples of fractions, the 4/5, 3/4, and so on. So, with a fraction, the top bit of a fraction is known as the numerator, and the bottom bit of a fraction is known as the denominator. You guessed it right. So note that it's important to know that fractions look similar to the divide sign. This is a good way of remembering them. So for example, here's a half, and notice how they look very similar to the divide sign. So this means that when you've written something in a fraction format, it's the same as dividing. Simplifying fractions. So, light bulb again. Notice that simplifying involves dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Example 1, you have 3/6. So if we divide 3/6 by 3, both the top and the bottom, you end up with a half. So you make it simpler. Also notice that sometimes you can simplify fractions into whole numbers. So, another example. If we have 8/4 and we were to simplify it, I'd say the common denominator to divide them both by, let's see what I was going to say, but I think 4. So this would leave you with 2/1. And notice that because fractions are the same as dividing, 2 divided by 1 is the same as saying your answer is 2. So this is how they can be simplified into whole numbers. Improper and proper fractions. So improper fractions, also known as top-heavy if you're taught that in school, are where numerators are bigger than the denominator. So example 1. We have 9/5. Notice that the 9 is bigger than the 5. And another example, notice that 16 is also bigger than 5. So these are examples of improper fractions. Proper fractions are fractions where the numerator is less than the denominator. So these are proper fractions. Example 1, if we have 5/9, notice that this time the 5 on top is smaller than the 9. And example 2, if we have 2/6, notice that the 2 on top is smaller than the 6 at the bottom. Also notice that improper fractions can be written as mixed fractions. Example 1. We have 7/3. This can also be written as 2 1/3. Example 2. We have 9/2. And this can also be changed to 4.5. Adding and subtracting. When adding or subtracting fractions, they must have the same denominator. This is key. Example 1. If we have 4/12, and we add that with 1/4, we need to change the quarter to have the same denominator. So if we multiply both the top and the bottom of 1/4 by 3, you get 3/12. Add that together and you end up with 7/12. Another example. If we have 5/9 and we add that to 4/5, multiply the 5/9 by 5, multiply the 4/5 by 9, and you end up with 25/45 plus 36/45, and this leaves you with 61/45. So we need to change this to a mixed number. So if we did that, if we split it up, you'd end up with 45/45, which is the same as 1, because we know 45 divided by 45 is 1. And you would have 16/45. Example 3. If we have 17/18, and we subtract 2/3 from that, we can multiply both the top and the bottom of the 2/3 by 6. This changed the fraction to 12 over 18. This leaves us with 5 over 18. Example 4. If we have 5 over 7 and we take away 3 over 5 from that, multiply both the top and the bottom of the 5 over 7 by 5, multiply both the top and the bottom of the 3/5 by 7, this leaves you with 25 over 35 minus 21 over 35, leaving you with an answer of 4 over 35. Multiplying. So notice that all you need to do is multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. That's literally it. So example 1. If we have 4 over 8 and multiply that by 6 over 10, this leaves you with 24 over 80. And we can simplify this by dividing both the top and the bottom by 8. This leaves us with an answer of 3 over 10. Example 2. If we have 3 over 6, multiply that by 4 over 12, multiply the 3 and the 4 together, the 6 and the 12 together, and this leaves you with 12 over 72. And again, we can simplify this by dividing both the bottom and the top by 12. And this leaves us with an answer of 1 over 6. Dividing. Notice that when you're dividing, basically flip the second fraction upside down and then you multiply them. So, for example here, if we have 8 over 15 and we're dividing that by 5 over 6, we're going to flip the 5 over 6 upside down. And this is going to change the fraction to 6 over 5. And because now we flipped it, you can now multiply them. So this is key when it comes to dividing. And because multiplying is easier, all you do is multiply the 8 and the 6 and the 15 and the 5 together. Example 2. If we have 2 over 5 divided by 5 over 9, flip the 5 over 9 upside down, which leaves you with multiply 9 over 5. Hope this makes sense. This leaves you with an answer of 18 over 25. Thank you guys for watching my first video on fractions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments any other videos you would want. And please, comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And I hope you're looking forward to more videos to come in the future. Thank you.